Hi, my name is Randy Wooden, and thanks for watching. This is another in our Edge Library series, and we're talking about young professionals and some things that you can do while you're still in school to help increase your odds of marketability as you look to enter the workforce upon graduation. So there's some things you can do. We've talked about a few of those already in terms of building your resume and how to incorporate your schoolwork into the resume effectively. And I wanted to make a couple other points now. One is to be aware of the people around you and some of the clubs and groups that you're part of, because those can be a very good networking tool among alumni. One of the best things you can do if I don't care whether it's a business fraternity, if it's a fraternity, sorority in general, it could be a group, a club, it could be an athletic team, anything outside of the normal classroom. When you start to look at those groups, they also have alumni. Those folks are now out in the workforce and, for the most part, are probably open to networking. Not all, but most are, and especially those who have maintained some kind of ties to the community, or to the college, I guess I should say. Either way is fine. What you're looking to do is to connect with people, either local people in the community, or also those that have gone on to maybe live somewhere else, but share a commonality with you from your days in college. So a lot of opportunity there. I know I've utilized that in the past, and I've had other clients really had some good success with that. Look at internships. That's something that your school can connect you with. For the most part, they try to help with that a good bit. They're not always successful, and so you may be forced yourself to go out and try to carve that out. One of the best things you can do is, again, through networking. Go back to the people that you've known, either through your personal life, maybe your parents. You can look online to find companies that look like they might be of interest given their industry, their location, that sort of thing, what they do, and also where they're located. Location meaning either around the school or maybe around where you call your hometown. So internships very important. It can give you a leg up on the competition, and again, in a tight job market, any edge that you can get will help you, without a doubt. Here's something I try to impress upon young people when I get the chance, and that is you need to be that squeaky wheel when it comes to dealing with your career services department. Now, I can tell you, back when I got out of college, back in the day, we didn't have a career services department. And you know what? Even if we did, I kind of wonder how much time I would have spent there. I was too busy planning my next weekend's event, if you know what I mean. And it just really didn't. My long-term vision was, like a lot of students, not what it probably ought to be. So career services now has come in. They are, in many cases, swamped. They're charged, again, with two areas. One predominantly or primarily would be for them to be able to bring in businesses in order to create job fairs and that sort of thing. And the other is to coach the students. Well, it's one thing for the career services folks to bring in the companies, because that doesn't involve students at all. The challenge, if you talk to career services folks, is twofold. One is they're swamped time-wise. They're for the most part understaffed, and it's just they're swamped. But the big challenge is getting the students to actually come in to take advantage of what the career services department can offer. And that's a real shame, because whether it's the student or the parent, they're paying for the school, and part of what those services entail is the career services area. And so I always try to tell young people, be that squeaky wheel. Go in, set up appointments, talk with those career folks, pick their brain, and really get as much out of that as you can. They want to help you. Trust me on this, and not in that for the money. People who do what we do for a living, we truly want to help other people. And for the great majority of them, they're swamped. But you know what? They'll make time. Just understand that they're swamped. Get in there, set your appointments, and stay with those. Stay on time with those, and just stay with it. But they are a resource that you can utilize. Obviously, you can utilize us as well, but understand that that's something that's right in your own backyard you ought to take advantage of. Career fairs, I just mentioned that a short time ago. Not only does a college offer those, but also the local community will offer those. And I think you can also, go online, and depending on how far you want to travel, you can find career fairs at a variety of places within driving distance. So be aware of those. They're not the greatest in terms of hiring, but it is a way to get your name and resume in front of a hiring official. It's a start. It's not the greatest, but it's a start, and if you fail to take advantage of it, then I think you're missing the boat. And lastly, something that I would venture to say most students really fail to even consider, and that is to contact your local Chamber of Commerce. The Chamber of Commerce has a number of duties and tasks. One of those is to help the local business sector, not only if they're struggling, but also to help them when they have needs. And one of the reasons companies consider relocating to an area is the labor pool and an educated, skilled workforce. So get to know someone at the local Chamber of Commerce, whether it's going in and volunteering. I've had that. Actually, my son did that for some time. Went in to do some volunteer work during his college breaks. It gave him some good experience. It gave him access to people in the local chamber. And you never know where that's going to lead, but now they have a good impression of him. And if he were to go back to ask them for networking help, he's a known entity. He's already been there. They know his skills. They know his work habits, that sort of thing. And so he's got a leg up. And these folks with the chamber know all sorts of businesses. They may not always know who's hiring today, but they can help get you in front of some of the right people. And I'd encourage all students to more fully utilize the local Chamber of Commerce in their community. So that's a wrap on some of the things you can do while you're still in school to network more effectively and to also position yourself on paper so that you're more marketable as you begin to go out into the real world and the job market itself. I'm Randy Wooden. Thanks for watching. This has been another in our Edge Library series.